All right, guys, welcome back to the episode, and this is a Mark Scheiken ad, and this guy is just a pro at keeping your attention. The reason why is because he's been doing this for 50 plus years, and he just knows how to sell, and especially on this interview where you'd think it's just an interview, but he's actually pitching the client. So check this out.
Tom Mustin. The man I'm sitting with here is the creator of one of Wall Street's most popular indicators, a system that appears in every Bloomberg and Reuters terminal in the world and is used by hundreds of banks, hedge funds, and every major brokerage site. He spent 50 years on Wall Street, survived 9 bear markets, helped create 3 new indices for the NASDAQ, where he once rang the opening bell, and he's appeared numerous times on Fox Business and CNBC's Mad Money, where Jim Cramer once said he's learned to never bet against him. Mark,
just all this credibility, man.
Market, sir, thank you for being here.
Tom, it's my pleasure.
And Mark, the indicator you built almost 40 years ago is now the gold standard on Wall Street for determining whether a stock is bullish or bearish. It's been used by everyone from billionaire Steve Cohen's hedge fund to Investors Business Daily, become the subject of countless white paper studies, and has helped make a lot of institutional investors a lot of money. But
what is the system? And he's just going to keep putting in credibility on credibility.
today, for the first time ever, you're essentially turning your back on Wall Street and sharing the biggest prediction of your career. So
This is like big hook.
It's simple. I spent my career helping banks make money. And in 2000, I retired to Connecticut. I figured after 35 years on Wall Street, it was time to relax and play some tennis. But then the crash of '08 came along, and something happened that rubbed me the wrong way. My wife lost 50% of her 401k plan, all because of a bad money manager. And I thought, gee, I've spent my whole life helping Wall Street get richer, when ordinary folks like my wife, Sandy, are getting fleeced. And that's when I made a radical decision that yanked me out of retirement and has kept me working 24/7 for the last decade, creating what I consider the ultimate secret power for everyday people. A way to see which stocks could soon double your money by taking the same information I gave Wall Street for 50 years and using it to give yourself a huge and unfair advantage. Beginning with one particular type of investment, I urge you to buy immediately.
Okay, now Mark, today you're planning to give away the name of your number one favorite little stock to buy right now, along with the name of the number one stock to avoid. And it's a popular company that could soon wipe out a lot of people. But for now, I want to focus on your big prediction.
So in a way, what he did there, he's going to relieve one of the stocks that they should put out. And then he says, for now, we're going to do this. So he just wants to bribe you to keep watching. So that's a little bribe. So you're going to learn about every stock that this guy knows about, his biggest prediction. But first he wants to focus on this right here.
You've discovered something that could soon create an entirely new class of everyday millionaires in America.
There's a big promise.
In a moment, but it's the way you found
everyday big millionaires.
This investment that we here at Stansburry Research are so fascinated by, and which could soon create an entirely new type of investing this year, bull market or bear market. Can you walk us through it here, Mark?
Well, first of all, Tom, I want to share an important message. If you missed the bottom of the crash in 2020, and you haven't doubled or even tripled or quadrupled your money on some of the best performing stocks of the past year, then the next phase of this market could be the last great opportunity to see substantial gains.
He threw in a little bit of urgency here, okay? So if you haven't made this kind of money, this is going to be the last chance to listen up.
In short, a very strange day is coming to America, and I predict it'll send one particular type of investment absolutely soaring. And we know this because of an incredible new secret we've created for everyday Americans. Essentially, Tom, we
This is just
developed a
good,
way
genius.
to see which stocks could soon take off by 100 to 500% or more by predicting the future stock ratings of more than 4,000 different companies.
And today we're going to have you explain and even demonstrate what you created here, Mark. But one thing I want to mention right up front here, what you're about to see is arguably the most successful stock predictor we've come across in the 22-year history of our firm. For example, in 2014, it pointed to NVIDIA. Mark immediately recommended the stock up as much as 3,200% since then. In 2020, it pointed to electric vehicle maker NIO up 884% in about 8 months.
So this is proof that Mark Scheiken's predictions really work, and to keep listening. So I mean, look at these gains. So you're going to be like, okay, what is his prediction?
Biotech firm Novavax up 335% in 2 months, and Fulgent Genetics up 799% in around 9 months after Mark's system pointed to it, all during a year that saw the worst crash since 2008 and the biggest and fastest market turnaround in history. Pretty
it's 2020.
Considering all
I think they just named it 2020, but they're not going to say 2020 just because it makes it sound better if you just say the year and then specific state what happened. So it was like the biggest crash, which was like what happened in COVID, and then the biggest turnaround, which is also what happened.
Investments carry some level of risk, and not everything can be a triple-digit winner. But Mark, to me, the really powerful thing about your secret is that you can sometimes smell the opportunity before you can actually even see it. In fact, you've recommended dozens of stocks that went on to more than double, having no knowledge of the company at all, even in situations where it's nearly impossible to predict the future, like an approval by the FDA. So what have you created exactly here, Mark?
Tom, we've developed a system, and for me, one of the best ways to explain its power is to share something that happened to me some years ago on national TV. I was invited to appear on CNBC Fast Money. Priceline.com was due to report earnings the next day. They paired me up with a legendary trader, John Najarian, and had us both share our opinions about Priceline.
A prediction of the stock.
Right, except I knew nothing about Priceline.com. So I gave myself a huge and unfair advantage over the rest of the investment world. I sat down and typed the stock ticker into the system we're going to share with you today, which is the culmination of my life's work. And Tom, with one glance, I saw that the stock would soon be rated bearish, meaning it was likely to be rated a sell tomorrow morning on Wall Street after the earnings came out. So I told the anchor I would get out immediately.
So what did the other guy say?
At first he was against me. But after the show, he said I took a harder look at the company since Mark Chaikin doesn't like the stock.
And what happened next there, Mark?
Tom, I'm told it was the first time in history of CNBC Fast Money that they did a reprise the next day. The stock had dropped more than 100 points overnight, and the money manager who took my advice, John Najarian, went on the air and admitted
Take this man's advice.
My advice and bet against Priceline.com would have done it.
And the cool thing is they'll be doing this on newspaper ads. They'll be doing this just under people's thumbs when they're doing tech. They're doing news interviews with some tech guy, and he's like, it's crazy that this happens and blah blah blah. And then even on the Dr. Oz show, they're just selling the whole time on the show, and it's actually something that a lot of people don't really see because it's just I'm just watching a show, but slowly they're getting into their selling pitch, and it's slowly going to sell them, which is fascinating to me. And some people might think it's scummy, but you're watching TV, you're putting that TV in front of your face, and people you're a customer to them.
Extraordinarily well. In fact, he publicly
also if you know these kind of secrets, it's you could probably sell about anything. Anything. If you understand the copy blueprint of what he's doing, and the big idea, how to structure the big idea, the unique mechanism he is, then it's going to be really easy for you to succeed in life, especially if you want to sell your own goods or services.
Said Mark's prediction worked out like a charm. One particular bearish play went from $1.80 last night to $15 or $16. John said, great.
Yeah, so basically he goes on for an hour and 25 minutes. And it's basically they're just talking to each other. And look at this. What you'll learn. So he's got this book, The Power Gauge, How to Double Your Money on the Best Stocks, right? So that's his little offer right here. And then he's going to go in with, proof that it works. All this proof. This Power Gauge report, this picture right here, it's an hour and 25 minutes. Look, one of the power, let's read some of this copy. So 1 year of the Power Gauge report, model portfolio of Mark's top 5 stocks to buy now. Special report, the Power Gauge, how to double your money on the best stocks. 1 free year of Power Gauge system. 4 power picks of retirement. and a mystery gift. I like that mystery gift. You know, personally, I like that mystery gift. And then here's his guarantee. Oh my God, yeah, this is just a good. This is a whole hour and 25 minutes of. I understand that I'm fully protected by a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. I'll have the next 30 days to look over Power Gauge report, oversee full access of Mark's recommendations and assist along with everything else described above. If I'm not happy for any reason, I can contact your member service within 30 days and receive a full prompt cash refund. And that's basically just to say, hey, this is a safe investment. They're confident enough. And then here, we got some testimonials. It's all just, yeah. We got some great testimonials. And then, let's see, I think you might recap this here. Okay, so he probably predicted this. This is more predictions that he went through and how Power Gauge works. So this is Apple right here. Yeah, just, and some people are going to be like, hey, why does it, here's inside what you learned. The one thing that shows you at a glance where a stock is going next. Don't wouldn't you want to know that? Stock is very unpredictable, and this makes stocks a very predictable and nice place. And now you know how you could control the stock market, and then you could control your own bank account. How to time the perfect point to buy or sell any stock. That is the same thing. You know, we all have these questions, and a lot of us beginner stock people, you know, beginner investors have no idea what to look for. So this is a good thing to have. It's a good little buying point. With the smart money on Wall Street, always look for in choosing a stock they can comfortably invest millions of dollars into and more. So what is the smart money? It's basically, they're saying like there's this group of smart investors on Wall Street. If you want to know what they look for in choosing stocks, and it's just this one simple thing, you know, they look for this one thing and then their stocks go up. Sorry, my jaw is like really bothering me right now. And after that, they could invest millions of dollars into. So it's really safe. It's really safe once you know this analytic, this Power Gauge. So yeah, it's just this whole thing, you know. Go check it out if you want to watch it. It's about an hour long, but this is just how you want to sell, and you don't have to make it an hour and 25 minutes long. But again, think about how he is talking in the beginning here, right? He's not giving away too much, and he's talking about this, you know, this big event that's going to happen, you know, that could change everything. Something strange is happening in America, and then credibility, a lot of credibility. So you predicted this happening, you predicted this happening, and you predicted this happening, all because you used the Power Gauge, you know. So especially when you talk to people, you know, that's something that, you know, you don't want to just give them all the answers, because then, like, in a face-to-face conversation, they're like, oh, you know, like, you're at a network seminar and you're talking to like some dude, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I've made $3,000 on stocks, and oh man, it's so easy, man. It's you know, it just comes off that you're like selling somebody. So when he tones it down like this, he kind of lures you in, so you keep on listening. And that's one of the things I love about this guy, and especially Stansburry Research. Stansburry Research is a very, very prominent financial company, and they've been predicting stocks and telling people which stocks to invest in for years. So this is just a really good way to look at somebody and role model of somebody. Like, this is good copy. So, and then even though it's not really copy, it's just them talking. It's in an interview format, but it's still something new. It's also unique because it's in that interview setting. So it's all like, okay, I'm not in an ad, my guard is down, I'm in an interview, and I'm gonna listen to what these guys have to say, and see what's inside of this guy's head. But it is a sales pitch. So thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed making this video for you. I enjoy doing Mark Scheiken ads. I know it's a little boring. It's a little financial, and it's not like as fun as, you know, the turtle ad that we saw last week. But this is very, very powerful messaging, and you probably made millions of dollars off this one interview. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.